Man, oh man, what an eventful night we had yesterday. To start things off, we had Lake Norman and Mikey go up against Oak Hill. Then we also had Bronny Amari Bailey go up against Jaden Hardy, and Jaden Hardy absolutely lit it up. But what we're going to be talking about was the matchup of the night, Chet Holmgren versus Emoni Bates. Going into the game and into the season, everybody was saying Emoni's the best player regardless of the class, and it's not even close. But however, after last night, we may have to rethink things because Chet put on a show and somewhat exposed Emoni. You know what, guys, it's Friday, I'm feeling good. If y'all want to see a double upload today, let's get this video to 350 likes within the first 2 hours. I know you all love when we double upload, and I got a video in mind, so if we get that like goal, I'll definitely drop another video tonight. Anyways, we got some very important stuff to talk about in today's video, so if you're new to the channel and you like basketball content, what are you doing? Join the family, hit that subscribe button, road to 80k, and leave a like for more. And without further ado, let's dive straight into it. First and foremost, I gotta address this. I'm a man, and when I make mistakes, I gotta speak up on them. Leading into this season and up until this matchup, I've been saying that Emoni is the best player and it's not even close, and I don't see the hype in Chet. I've even gone on to record to say Jaden Hardy should be the #1 overall player in the country. But after last night, I now see why Chet is the #1 overall player in his class, and he definitely deserves it. I gotta give my respect to him. He earned it last night, and he earned a lot of respect from everyone all over the world. I know most of you know what I'm talking about, but for the people who don't know what I'm referring to, last night Chet Holmgren and Emoni Bates played on national TV. I don't really have to tell you how big of a game that is. It has some major ramifications on it because there's not too many high school basketball games on ESPN in general. The game was at roughly 8 p.m. and it was FC Prep versus Team Sizzle. I'd say that both of the teams were fairly equal to each other, and it was a pretty even matchup. I do think Team Sizzle had help from other players, but we'll get into that later in the video. To start things off in this game, Emoni came out with a bang. He had a 2-pointer and a 3 right off the bat. He had a very powerful dunk and a wing 3 just like that, and I thought he was going to go off for 50. As the first half continued on, I wouldn't say he got cold, but he started to slow down. He even airballed a couple of shots, and that really shocked me because I don't expect him to airball even once a game, but he airballed last night 3 to 4 times. On the flip side, he was Chet Holmgren. He was dominating in every aspect of the game. We know what he can do on the defensive end. He's averaging a triple-double this year. On the offensive end though, this is where he took off. On defense, he was shutting down everybody, and there was times he would get the ball himself off a rebound, dribble up the court, and make a point guard type of play. It's so rare to see a 7'1" player dribbling the ball up the court, and not just dribbling, but doing point guard moves, crossing over, and then scoring in the paint. He looked like a kid amongst boys out there, I'm just gonna say it. He was going in the paint every possession, and he could score however and whenever he wanted to. The thing that really hurt Emoni, and where some people said he got exposed, was this one thing right here. Anytime Holmgren would score a basket, right after that play, Emoni would call for the ball and try to one-up him. There was the time in the game, I can't remember if it was in the first or second half, where Holmgren hit a 3, and right after that, only 5 to 10 seconds, Emoni pulled from the volleyball line and airballed. He was playing this game like it was a rec game or a park game. He was trying to make it a one-on-one battle when that's not what the game of basketball is. You gotta let the game come to you, and just like the sports announcer said, there's nothing wrong with that, but they think Emoni's competitive edge got way too ahead of him. I gotta agree, he's got that competitiveness attitude and he's got that dog in him. But with that being said, he was taking some questionable shots. At halftime, both players had roughly 20 points, but here's the main difference. Chet at halftime was so efficient. He was 7 from 9 from the field. Emoni Bates was only 4 from 9 or 4 for 10 from the field, something like that. I wouldn't even say Emoni had a bad first half, and I'd say he had a relatively good first half, but it's not the standards we have put for him. We expect Emoni to do ridiculous things. He's been on the cover of Sports Illustrated at the age of 15. He's been the #1 player forever now. We just have higher expectations for a kid like that. Even though Emoni was taking these crazy shots, notice how nobody really had a problem with him because he can make those. All throughout the game, he never really got any open looks, and whenever he got semi-open, he cashed it out. A lot of people were very quick to say Chet outplayed Emoni, and Emoni didn't look good out there, but that's just not the case. Yes, this part's true. Chet did outplay Emoni, but Emoni did not play a bad game, and he actually had a good game. He didn't have a great game. The only difference is Chet Holmgren played a fantastic game and Emoni played a good game. Down the stretch, Emoni took some questionable shots and made some bad plays, and Chet Holmgren's team capitalized off of that. One play in the second half that really stood out to me was Chet was dribbling the ball off the court, and he had Emoni on his hip, and he just rose up and dunked the ball. That was really impressive to me, and he's kind of sneaky athletic. You wouldn't think a 7'1" dude can dribble and move as fast as he can, but he is sneaky quick, so pay attention to that. I think he caught FC Prep and Emoni off guard because a lot of their players could not stay in front of of him. Holmgren's team wound up walking out with a dub, and it wasn't that close at the end, but don't let the score fool you. On Team Sizzle, their point guard rattled off 8 threes, and he was a game changer. Emoni's team has a lot of other great players, but none of them really stepped up. Well, at least stepped up like the point guard on the other team did. The main difference in the game to me, and let me know what you guys think the difference was, but it was definitely the shot selection. Chet Holmgren's a great shooter, but notice how he didn't rely on his jump shot too much. I can only remember 1 3 he shot and he made it. Maybe he shot 2, but I know he didn't shoot 3 or 4. All throughout the game, he never took a low percentage shot. He was driving to the paint and taking most of his shots within the arc. And that was the difference. That was the difference in the game because Emoni took terrible shots. He took too many threes. To be that tall, I think he can drive in a little more, and he should. Bates is probably a top 5 shooter in the country. They was even talking about how he made 73s in a row before without missing. Even though he is a great shooter, you don't have to shoot all the time. If you're taller than your opponent, especially being 6'9", why not drive to the goal and get an easy bucket? That's where senior leadership and just being older came into play. Chet's 1 year older, he's a little more mature than Emoni right now, and that's why his team walked away with the dub in my opinion. Don't let this game fool you though. Emoni wound up finishing the game with 36 points and Chet had 31. It just came down to efficiency, and that's what I preach about. Chet finished the game shooting 13 for 18 from the field, and Emoni finished 9 for 20. And that was the difference in the game, who was more efficient. Even though I'm giving Holmgren his respect and whatnot, it still doesn't change my mind. Emoni's the best player in the country, and I don't care what class you're talking about. He's more NBA ready, a better scorer, a better athlete, and all that good stuff. Yes, Chet outplayed him in this game, but that's just one game. And as always, let me know in the comment section what you think about this entire situation. Is Emoni better? Is Chet better? Who had the better game? And blah, 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 blah. With all that being said, though, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. Like I said, 350 likes within the first 2 hours, and we will double upload tonight. Love you guys. Let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.